Viewers, you're watching visuals coming in from Jaipur. This is the story of the moment, the bonhomie between the French President, Mr. Macron, and Prime Minister Modi, very visible to all Indians looking at those pictures. They're in Jaipur, they've gone through the various markets, they've done a bit of a road show. They also saw the Hava Mahal and they stopped at the Jantar Mantar there, the iconic science project that was undertaken, viewers, so to speak, by the Maharaja back in time to determine time. But viewers, very, very important and consequential this meeting. This is plurilateralism at play in its purest form. India, of course, in an alliance, in a regional alliance in the Indo-Pacific called the AUKUS. The French have always wanted a say in it. They also want an important place in the Indo-Pacific, and India, of course, keeping its options open by engaging the French. This is, of course, the 6th French leader to visit India as a guest for the Republic Day, and Macron will be the 6th one. And viewers, fundamentally drawing us into the arc of yet another very important partnership that India needs to balance out its geopolitical basic play in this particular region and, of course, globally. Remember, viewers, that the French now have taken quite a position against China, and they have been focusing on China a great deal in the hope that the Chinese begin to follow the rules of global diplomacy, which of course the Chinese haven't. Mr. Macron has been a great supporter of India. France, as such, traditionally has stood with India in all its moments of glory and, of course, some of the lows where other international powers took oblique positions against India. We could always count on France. And there is alignment on a large number of issues. For example, when India was being pushed into a corner by the West because of its position with regards to the war in Ukraine, the French were pragmatic. They adopted a pragmatic position. The French have also been very big suppliers to India of military and defense equipment. And of course, viewers, the Prime Minister staring stage with Mr. Macron at a time when once again his government is being called out for playing religious politics or playing the religious card, and also, of course, for taking democracy back in India. The French value democracy. It is, of course, one of the oldest democracies in the world, giving the world the language really of democracy, egalitarianism, fraternity. Viewers, and obviously also very, very crucial, it is a devoutly secular country. And therefore, the Prime Minister will hope that the rub-off from this visit will quell all of those who talk a little bit about disparaging about India's record on that score. But viewers, let's also go straight across and listen in to the President of India, Draupadi Murmu, who is giving her traditional address to the nation.
बावजूद हमने कितने लंबे यात्रा की है तो मेरा हृदय गर्व से भर जाता है। हमारे गणतंत्र का 75वां वर्ष कई अर्थों में देश की यात्रा में एक ऐतिहासिक पड़ाव है। ये उत्सव मनाने का विशेष अवसर है, जैसे हमने स्वाधीनता के 75 वर्ष पूरी होने पर आज़ादी का अमृत महोत्सव के दौरान अपने देश की अतुलनीय महानता और विविधतापूर्ण संस्कृति का उत्सव मनाया था। कल के दिन हम संविधान के प्रारंभ का उत्सव मनाएंगे। संविधान की प्रस्तावना हम भारत के लोग इन शब्दों से शुरू होती है। ये शब्द हमारे संविधान के मूल भाव अर्थात लोकतंत्र को रेखांकित करते हैं। भारत की लोकतांत्रिक व्यवस्था लोकतंत्र की पश्चिमी अवधारणा से कहीं अधिक प्राचीन है, इसीलिए भारत को लोकतंत्र की जननी कहा जाता है। एक लंबे और कठिन संघर्ष के बाद 15 अगस्त 1947 को हमारा देश विदेशी शासन से मुक्त हो गया, लेकिन उस समय भी देश में सुशासन तथा देशवासियों में निहित क्षमताओं और प्रतिभाओं को उन्मुक्त विस्तार देने के लिए उपयुक्त मूलभूत सिद्धांतों और प्रक्रियाओं को स्वरूप प्रदान करने का कार्य चल ही रहा था। संविधान सभा ने सुशासन के सभी पहलुओं पर लगभग 3 वर्षों तक विस्तृत चर्चा की और हमारे राष्ट्र के महान आधारभूत ग्रंथ यानी भारत के संविधान की रचना की। आज के दिन हम सब देशवासी उन दूरदर्शी जननायकों और अधिकारियों का कृतज्ञतापूर्वक स्मरण करते हैं जिन्होंने हमारा भव्य और प्रेरक संविधान के निर्माण में अमूल्य योगदान दिया था। हमारा देश स्वतंत्रता की शताब्दी की ओर बढ़ते हुए अमृत काल के प्रारंभिक दौर से गुजर रहा है। ये एक युगांतकारी परिवर्तन का कालखंड है। हमें अपने देश को नई ऊंचाइयों तक ले जाने का सुनहरा अवसर मिला है। हमारा लक्ष्यों को प्राप्त करने के लिए प्रत्येक नागरिक का योगदान महत्वपूर्ण होगा। इसके लिए मैं सभी देशवासियों से संविधान में निहित हमारे मूल कर्तव्यों का पालन करने का अनुरोध करूंगी। ये कर्तव्य आज़ादी के 100 वर्ष पूरी होने तक भारत को एक विकसित राष्ट्र बनाने की दिशा में प्रत्येक नागरिक के आवश्यक दायित्व है। इस संदर्भ में मुझे महात्मा गांधी का स्मरण होता है। बापू ने ठीक ही कहा था, जिसने केवल अधिकारों को चाहा है ऐसे कोई भी प्रजा उन्नति नहीं कर सकी है। केवल वही प्रजा उन्नति कर सकी है जिसने कर्तव्यों का धार्मिक रूप से पालन किया है। मेरे प्यारे देशवासियों, गणतंत्र दिवस हमारा आधारभूत मूल्यों और सिद्धांतों को स्मरण करने का एक महत्वपूर्ण अवसर है। जब हम उनमें से किसी एक बुनियादी सिद्धांतों पर चिंतन करते हैं तो स्वाभाविक रूप से अन्य सभी सिद्धांतों पर भी हमारा ध्यान जाता है। संस्कृति, मान्यताओं और परंपराओं की विविधता हमारे लोकतंत्रों का अंतर्निहित आयाम है। हमारे विविधता का ये उत्सव समता पर आधारित है जिसे न्याय द्वारा संरक्षित किया जाता है। ये सब स्वतंत्रता की वातावरण में ही संभव हो पाता है। इन मूल्यों और सिद्धांतों की समग्रता ही हमारी भारतीयता का आधार है। डॉक्टर B.R. अम्बेडकर के प्रबुद्ध मार्गदर्शन में प्रवाहित इन मूलभूत जीवन मूल्यों और सिद्धांतों में रची बसी संविधान की भावधारा ने सभी प्रकार के भेदभाव को समाप्त करने के लिए सामाजिक न्याय के मार्ग पर हमें अडिग बनाए रखा है। मैं ये उल्लेख करना चाहूँगी कि सामाजिक न्याय के लिए अनवरत युद्धरत रहे श्री कर्पूरी ठाकुर जी की जन्म शताब्दी का उत्सव काल ही संपन्न हुआ है। कर्पूरी जी पिछड़े वर्गों के सबसे महान पक्षकारों में से एक थे जिन्होंने अपना सारा जीवन उनके कल्याण के लिए समर्पित कर दिया था। उनका जीवन एक संदेश था। अपने योगदान से सार्वजनिक जीवन को समृद्ध बनाने के लिए मैं कर्पूरी जी को अपनी श्रद्धांजलि अर्पित करती हूँ। हमारे गणतंत्र की मूल भावना से एकजुट होकर 140 करोड़ से अधिक भारतवासी एक कुटुंब के रूप में रहते हैं। दुनिया के सबसे बड़े इस कुटुंब के लिए सह अस्तित्व की भावना भूगोल द्वारा थोपा गया बोझ नहीं है, बल्कि सामूहिक उल्लास का सहज स्रोत है जो हमारे गणतंत्र दिवस के उत्सव में अभिव्यक्त होता है। इस सप्ताह के आरंभ में हम सबने अयोध्या में प्रभु श्री राम के जन्म स्थान पर निर्मित भव्य मंदिर में स्थापित मूर्ति की प्राण प्रतिष्ठा का ऐतिहासिक समारोह देखा। भविष्य में जब इस घटना को व्यापक परिप्रेक्ष्य में देखा जाएगा तब इतिहासकार भारत द्वारा अपने सभ्यतागत विरासत की निरंतर खोज में युगांतकारी आयोजन के रूप में इसका विवेचन करेंगे। उचित न्यायिक प्रक्रिया और देश के उच्चतम न्यायालय के निर्णय के बाद मंदिर का निर्माण कार्य आरंभ हुआ। अब ये एक भव्य संरचना के रूप में शोभायमान है। ये मंदिर न केवल जन जन की आस्था को व्यक्त करता है बल्कि न्यायिक प्रक्रिया में हमारे देशवासियों की अगाध आस्था का प्रमाण भी है। प्यारे देशवासियों, हमारे राष्ट्रीय त्यौहार ऐसे महत्वपूर्ण अवसर होते हैं जब हम अतीत पर भी दृष्टिपात करते हैं और भविष्य की ओर भी देखते हैं। पिछले गणतंत्र दिवस के बाद के एक वर्ष पर नजर डालें तो हमें बहुत प्रसन्नता होती है। भारत की अध्यक्षता में दिल्ली में G20 शिखर सम्मेलन का सफल आयोजन एक अभूतपूर्व उपलब्धि थी। G20 से जुड़े आयोजनों में जन सामान्यों की भागीदारी विशेष रूप से उल्लेखनीय है। इन आयोजनों में विचारों और सुझावों का प्रभाव ऊपर से नीचे की ओर नहीं बल्कि नीचे से ऊपर की ओर था। उस भव्य आयोजन से ये सीख भी मिली है कि सामान्य नागरिकों को भी ऐसे गहन तथा अंतर्राष्ट्रीय महत्व के मुद्दे में भागीदार बनाया जा सकता है, जिसका प्रभाव अंततः उनके अपने भविष्य पर पड़ता है। G20 शिखर सम्मेलन के माध्यम से ग्लोबल साउथ की आवाज के रूप में भारत के अभ्युदय को भी बढ़ावा मिला, जिससे अंतर्राष्ट्रीय संवाद की प्रक्रिया में एक आवश्यक तत्व का समावेश हुआ। जब संसद ने ऐतिहासिक महिला आरक्षण विधेयक पारित किया तो हमारा देश स्त्री पुरुष समानता के आदर्शों की ओर आगे बढ़ा। मेरा मानना है कि नारी शक्ति बंधन अधिनियम महिला सशक्तिकरण का एक क्रांतिकारी माध्यम सिद्ध होगा। इससे हमारे शासन की प्रक्रियाओं को बेहतर बनाने में भी बहुत सहायता मिलेगी। जब सामूहिक महत्व के मुद्दों पर महिलाओं की भागीदारी बढ़ेगी तो हमारी प्रशासनिक प्राथमिकताओं का जनता की आवश्यकताओं के साथ बेहतर सामंजस्य बनेगा। इसी अवधि में भारत चंद्रमा के दक्षिणी ध्रुव के क्षेत्र पर उतरने वाला पहले देश बना। चंद्रयान 3 के बाद इसरो ने एक सौर मिशन भी शुरू किया। हाल ही में आदित्य L1 के सफलतापूर्वक हेलो ऑर्बिट में स्थापित किया गया है।
The President touching upon several key points, viewers, in her address to the nation. But earlier in the day, viewers, very significantly, it's very, very significant that we mark this. The Prime Minister virtually sounded the bugle heralding the beginning of the BJP's 2024 Lok Sabha election campaign. Interestingly, the stage from which he launched his re-election campaign was the same one where it all began for him in 2014. The choice of returning to Bulandshahr 10 years later is a deliberate one. Western Uttar Pradesh is BJP's soft underbelly. Its dominance here is challenged by a host of social groups, and the Prime Minister is keen to leave nothing to chance. This is especially because the BJP has set itself a target of 400 seats for this election. Ab ki baar 400 par is a refrain often heard in BJP circles. Bagging all 80 seats from Uttar Pradesh will be a beginning, a critical one for the BJP to attain that threshold or cross it. So it came as no surprise that the Prime Minister set the tone with an impassioned speech listing schemes he claimed would guarantee prosperity for key sections of society, especially women and extremely backward castes, viewers, just like the President did in her address. Listening.
हमारा प्रयास है कि कोई भी लाभार्थी सरकार की योजना से वंचित न रहे। इसके लिए मोदी की गारंटी वाली गाड़ी गांव-गांव आ रही है। यूपी में भी लाखों लोग इस गारंटी वाली गाड़ी से जुड़े हैं। भाइयों और बहनों, मोदी की गारंटी है कि जल्द से जल्द देश के हर नागरिक को उसके लिए बनी सरकारी योजना का लाभ मिले।
As if on cue, the BJP released their anthem for the 2024 Lok Sabha elections. The anthem underlines the Prime Minister's Dev se Desh and Ram se Rashtra pitch, meant to leverage Lord Ram's inclusiveness to consolidate the somewhat disparate Hindu vote behind the dream of a Ram Rajya. But more importantly, its lyrics advertise key targeted welfare schemes for electorally critical sections of society, viewers. It ends with the video of Chandrayaan 3 touching down on the surface of the moon, a metaphor to suggest that Modi can deliver anything, even the moon, to voters. Fittingly, the catch line of the campaign song is "Sapne nahi hakikat bunte hain, isiliye Modi ko chunte hain." Now, viewers, the campaign song, the pictures of that are there on your screens. The text appears on the screen from time to time, capturing the fundamental narrative that is being conveyed through this campaign theme song. Now, while the BJP is in pole position, excuse the pun, the India alliance seems to be drifting poles apart, riven as it is by rifts that threaten its viability. After Mamta and AAP dumped the Congress, there is a churn in Bihar signaling a deep and possibly irreconcilable fissure between the ruling JDU and RJD in Bihar. Latest updates suggest that Bihar's government may be on the brink of even collapse, viewers. Who knows? But let's just quickly go state by state. In West Bengal, the TMC goes it alone. It snubs Rahul's N.D.I.A Yatra and obviously, viewers, also snubs by proxy the left. In Delhi, the AAP is setting terms, wants to contest on all 7 seats, leaving nothing for the Congress. In Punjab, AAP won't concede. It is already declared that it's going to fight on all 13 seats alone. Uttar Pradesh, Samajwadi Party insists on fighting on 68 seats out of 80, leaving very little for the Congress, if anything at all. Bihar, Nitish appears to be warming up, viewers, to the BJP. The RJD also has upped its seat demand. Remember, in that alliance, the RJD is the senior partner, having almost double the number of seats that the JDU has in the assembly. And therefore, viewers, it thinks that as far as it's concerned, Nitish doesn't deserve the number of seats that he is demanding. Maharashtra, viewers, very key state for the India alliance. Uddhav Thackeray there is also in no mood to compromise, eyeing 23 seats out of 48. The new ally, VBA, wants 12 seats. It's all messy. And as things stand, the question is, does the 2024 fight appear to be one between Modi's Vikas guarantee versus India bloc's expired warranty? Viewers, I know it's a play on words. I know that the question is loaded, but it has to be asked. It has to be asked, and let's ask it. Let's open this up, viewers, tonight. Let's ask some piercing questions. Let's not sit on the fence. And I'm going to go straight across to the editor of I.N.D.I.A, Smita Prakash. You've seen many elections, Smita Prakash. The India Alliance, the India Bloc, call it what you want to, it seems to be offering only an expired warranty. I'm sorry, it's a play on words, and I don't want to put words in anyone's mouth, but it's coming across that as that. And is this fast turning into a BJP versus no-show?
Yeah, Rahul, thank you for coming to me. It is very rightly put that it's this Modi ki guarantee, which is aimed at achieving a kind of a saturation of welfare schemes, that it's, they have this, the BJP has this thing of last man standing, that the welfare schemes should go to the last man standing, and I think that's what they're going on saying in their speeches of all the chief ministers as well as the prime minister. And as far as the opposition is concerned, I think today what you saw was 2 earthquakes with their epicenters in eastern India, Bengal and Bihar. For the India alliance, it seems as if eastern India has slipped out of its grip completely. The TMC today hardened its stand. It was coming to this for the past 24 hours, and now today it hardened its stand that it will go alone, and quite clearly said that your state unit is calling us the B team of the BJP. That's totally unacceptable. And in Bihar this evening, it seemed like the Gathbandhan has fallen apart. Not just the alliance relationship, but the Gathbandhan itself, with Nitish walking out. And now the RJD is hunting for 8 MLAs to reach that 122 mark for majority in the assembly. So now the state government itself is in a state of rupture. For sure, the BJP unit in Bihar would not like Nitish to come to the BJP. They're not happy with him, the number of paltis he has taken. So they wouldn't want that, but then it's the center which will decide, because they would want, if the JDU if the state government can be toppled, if that's an ambitious decision, but if they can bring that about, then this Nitish Kumar coming back, not likely to be promised a chief ministership. I mean, 7 times chief minister, the BJP will not guarantee him that. So this, if you see East India, that's gone, like BJP, Bengal and Bihar in trouble. And today, Jagdish Shettar comes back from the Congress in Karnataka. So that means Lingayat vote is trying to be secured again. You saw Yediyurappa meeting with Amit Shah. So the BJP being very proactive in working in the states, even as the India alliance falling apart due to its own weight.
Let's bring in Tehseen Poonawala. Democracy is in danger. That's the reason why India alliance came together. But it appears that the various disparate partners of the India alliance can't be democratic with each other. They can't even concede a few seats here and there. And it shows what everyone has been saying, that an alliance of convenience doesn't have the big ideas to hold together, and therefore it's unraveling.
Good evening, Rahul. At the onset, a very, very happy Republic Day to all my fellow panelists, all your viewers. May we always uphold the Constitution of India, one which is seriously in danger right now under this present government. But the more important and pertinent points. Yes, I agree with Smitaji that East India, there seems to be some sort of struggle happening, and I can't wait to be on debate with Zafar Bhai and other BJP leaders who will now are very confused whether to abuse Nitish ji or not to abuse Nitish ji, because until yesterday they were abusing Nitish ji. Today they'll have to sing his praises. So I don't envy them. But the larger point is this. They're all right. There are differences in the India alliance. It never promised to be a smooth road. And we've always maintained it, whether it's Kamru, whether it's Vivek, all of us. It's amazing how the BJP is suddenly the bastion of everything that's right. When did they have the I.N.D.A meeting? A.I.D.M.K left them. Akali Dal left them. They have no... And why will there be no differences in the I.N.D.A alliance? Can Mr. Chhagan Bhujbal even dare to ask for seats in Maharashtra as Prakash Ambedkar ji does? No, he can't, because that file which went disappearing in the ED will reappear. Miraculously, it will reappear, and Chhagan Bhujbal will have to sit in jail again. Can Ajit Pawar, who was chakki piecing, dare to ask for seats? Can Zafar Bhai please tell me, since Bihar is being discussed, from Bihar, will Chacha Paswan fight or will Chirag Paswan ji fight? Utna bata do. Chalo, I will enter debate here. Tell Chacha, you will give the seat to. Nobody has a say except for 2.5 men out there. Here, okay, there are differences. But democracy is supposed to be messy. It's supposed to be confrontational. It's supposed to have differences. It is amazing how on the eve of Republic Day and on the day of our constitution, something that is democratic is called bad.
Okay.
And dictatorship
but
is
Mr.
actually being celebrated.
Poonawala ji, it is not the BJP, unfortunately, that is firing all the missiles. It is Mr. Maan who is attacking the Congress on one side, and it is Adhir Ranjan Chowdhury who is attacking Mamta. So these are people within who are calling each other out on some of the things.
That's okay.
No, one second. Some of the shortcomings that you see in the BJP, they say that those people who are calling out the BJP have the same shortcomings. So the problem is so within. It's not external. It doesn't matter. No, one second.
No, that's
how
not
is
a
it
problem.
not? You've had Mr. Shettar leave on the day Rahul Gandhi, launched his Nya Yatra. The young Deora left. He gave me an interview saying exactly what is wrong with the Congress, what is wrong with the India alliance, the contradictions. Why are these people talking like this if there is nothing wrong?
So I concede to your point completely. Both Milind and Mr. Shettar should not have left. Particularly Mr. Shettar, he's a tall leader.
No, you yourself tweeted, Tehseen, on Mr. Deora. You yourself tweeted.
Even Mr. Shettar, I'm saying, he shouldn't have left. Of course, I agree to that. But let's get to what you're talking about.
No, but who are they leaving for?
Yeah, they are. Of course, they are leaving. Mr. Shetta's case is different from Mr. Milindiora's case. They are two separate cases. In Mr. Shetta's case, I really feel that the Congress should have reached out to him slightly more. He's one of the
But
tallest.
Mr. Deora says the same, that the Congress didn't reach out to me.
With Milind, they did reach out, but it was
50-year
about
alliance
a man who's
relationship.
routing the alliance.
No, but the point here is, viewers, that these greats have left, these notables have left to join the BJP. Anyhow, let me bring in.
Milind's not going to the BJP. He's gone to I.N.D.I.A.
Kamru Chowdhury. Yeah. Let me bring
Milind's gone to I.N.D.I.A.
Yeah, okay. Let me just call in Kamru Chowdhury. Kamru Chowdhury, look, optics matter in politics. Okay, you yourself say it. That's why you say, oh, the BJP never gives any berths to minorities, this, that, the other. Now when the optics are looking bad for the India alliance, we are told it's not a factor. Now we are told that these differences, well, we are a noisy, rancorous democracy, all of this happens, what's the big deal? Optically, it's looking terrible. You have Nitish Kumar and the Lalu Khandan at each other's throats. You have Lalu's daughter accusing Nitish of being vile. You have Mamta saying that the Congress is snooty and arrogant. And you have the Congress saying that Mamta is a dictator. Who is a voter supposed to believe? I mean, if you are all dictators and arrogant and everything that you accuse the BJP of, why should anyone vote for you? Kamru Saab.
Yeah, Rahul, the basic point tonight that we must understand is not the question of optics, it's a question of political opportunism rather, I'll put it out that way. If Nitish left the NDA in the first instance, and if he is rejoining NDA in the first instance, what ideological compulsion did he have to leave NDA in the first instance, and what ideological compulsion did Jagdish Shettar have to rejoin the BJP once again? It is a politics of convenience and nothing else, the politics of opportunism, the career politicians that have spoiled the India's polity today. They needs no word to be described. But here the bigger picture that I wanted to drive out here is, when Modi ka guarantee, you speak about Modi ka guarantee, you know what it means? It means Modi ji wants one nation, one party. He always campaigns for one nation, one polls. You can put it one line, one word again, one nation, one poll, one party. Because he wants a opposition Mukt Bharat. Nobody will question him, his party's policy. By the way, I will ask Tehsir about the 0.5% that you were referring to, the 2.5%. 2 I can understand.
Sir, you come from the east, Mr. Chaudhary. Do you come from the east? Do you come from the east?
Of course.
Do you remember a gentleman called Mr. Barua? Devkant Barua? Do you remember him? You know what his slogan was? Indira is India, India is Indira. Ab mujhe batao, sir, if that was all summed up so pithily, and even Vajpayee said, Ma Durga, can you believe it? Are you telling me that Indira Gandhi's Congress was extremely democratic? I mean, she went on to suspend democracy. आप democracy की बात कर रहे हैं? आप बता रहे हैं कि one party system the BJP wants to create? मैं समझ नहीं रहा हूँ.
No, that's what they are trying to achieve in this present day circumstances.
They are being the Congress to me.
Otherwise you see, when Rahul Gandhi is crossing Assam, the way of hurdles, even our honorable Chief Minister of Assam.
Sir, why hasn't Mamata Banerjee joined? I'm asking you. Forget the hurdles that Mr. Sarma is placing. I can understand there's a history between them. You come from that state, you know the history is very personal out there, you know it. But look, if Rahul Gandhi is doing so well for the nation, if he's joining them, if he wants to join the nation, why isn't Mamata Banerjee standing next to him today? Why isn't Nitish Kumar wanting to stand next to him today? Why didn't Mr. Deora wait for him when he came to the West?
Rahul, I believe you have joined journalism the moment I was also joining the politics, of India. You know how Mamata Banerjee has been as a politician, how fickle-minded she is.
Then why were you aligning with her? And what were you telling the people that you're going to be a stable bloc when you knew all of this? आप किसको उल्लू बना रहे थे?
नहीं उल्लू बनाने का बात नहीं है यहाँ पे राहुल. The
Sir, you're fooling the people. You yourself are conceding that she's a dictator, fickle person, and then you're telling the voter that vote for us as a bloc because we will give you representation. उनको पता नहीं होगा who will flip to the other side after the election.
Rahul, can I finish my point of view?
Of course, sir. Please.
Thank you. Just permit me 1 minute. Let me explain. I'm not here to criticize Mamata Banerjee or anybody else out here. But just I am ashamed at today's polity that is being played out in the nation today, whether it's being played by the BJP or the opposition. But what BJP basically wants is a bipolar electorate out here, divided along sectarian lines. That's the main goal of the BJP, and it's only party that gains because of this. नाउ अब कांग्रेस जो है कि बीजेपी का विरोध करना या संविधान को बचाने का गारंटी कांग्रेस पार्टी अकेला नहीं ले रखा है. वॉट एवर हैपन्स, भगवान का भरोसा, भगवान की इच्छा से अच्छा ही हो रहा है. अगर कांग्रेस पार्टी फाइट्स दिस इलेक्शंस अलोन and if you are able to reclaim the opposition space, you know, all these regional parties would be biting the dust long before
oh
they are
God,
they are
look
able
at the
to
way the
challenge
Congress actually views their allies as opportunists.
it's not a
And that
question
is
of the
what,
allies.
and Mr. Chowdhury is coming here and saying it. Now viewers, just think about it. Here is a
Rahul,
bunch of people. No, one second. Now one second. Let me open this up further because we have the left. Mr. Chowdhury, your party, the left, presumably is also being accused of being opportunistic. आपको खुद ही देख लो.
No, see, it's very clear.
Mamata Banerjee says she doesn't want anything to do with the left or the Congress because they're failed forces. And they're wanting to make a big deal out of it in Bengal.
Yes, but the way officially the Congress has reacted, they have said that these are simple speed breakers on the highway, and finally I.N.D.I.A is going to overcome
the Congress,
them.
It's not in a position to muscle its way in. I mean, no one is even within the alliance standing with Rahul Gandhi. What do you expect?
Absolutely not.
I'm asking you a simple question, sir.
We are standing with the Congress. We are I.N.D.I.A.
But
there are minor differences, sir. मैं आपकी नहीं सुनने वाला.
नहीं, आप मेरी बात सुनिए. आप ममता की तो सुन लीजिए.
सर, आपकी नहीं सुनेंगे. सर, आपने अपनी बुक में क्या लिखा है लेफ्ट के बारे में?
बहुत सी चीजें लिखी है.
क्यों लिखा है आपने नेगेटिव इतना?
डेमोक्रेसी नहीं होनी चाहिए. मैं बोल नहीं सकता क्या कुछ बात.
नहीं, आप ऐसे फ्रीडम ऑफ एक्सप्रेशन का दिस डजंट मीन फ्रीडम ऑफ एक्सप्रेशन की राहुल शिवशंकर सब कुछ लिखेंगे.
Sir, you point out one fact which is wrong about the left.
आपने हमारे बारे में नेगेटिव लिखा है. डेमोक्रेसी और फ्रीडम ऑफ एक्सप्रेशन का ये मतलब नहीं होता कि आप कुछ भी लिखेंगे सर. ये नहीं होता है. आप एक अच्छी चीज बताइए मुझे आप लेफ्ट के बारे में जो आपने लिखी है उस किताब में. सब नेगेटिव लिखा है आपने सर. वन साइडेड लिखा है आपने सर.
सर, द लेफ्ट
सर, मुझे तो राजघाट पे जाकर के अनशन करना चाहिए आपकी किताब के खिलाफ.
लेफ्ट आप करिए. लेफ्ट बैक्ड आर्टिकल 370. So you think that I'm going to celebrate that?
नहीं, उसमें गलत.
No, the vivisection of India I'm going to celebrate.
सर, हमारा 370 डिबेट हो जाएगा.
We wrote our history in a way that told us that we must look upon our Indic ways and Indic values with contempt. Do you think I'm going to back it? I mean, I don't know, sir. You might actually carry the flag for China. I don't.
No,
sorry,
China के flag की बात ही नहीं है sir.
I respect my culture, and I think our culture is not about my books.
It is a multicultural country. Mr. राहुल शिवशंकर, अपनी किताब में आप सिर्फ एक कल्चर की बात कर रहे हैं. आपने मल्टीकल्चरल बात नहीं करी है. आपने
सनातन धर्म की बात.
तो सनातन धर्म के अलावा और भी कल्चर है. संस्कृति चेंजेस विद टाइम. यू हैव नॉट मेंशनड इट.
सर, सनातन धर्म इज अ धर्म, इट्स नॉट अ रिलीजन.
It has almost become a religion, sir.
Sir, it's almost is not a religion.
और आप जो डिक्लेयर कर रहे थे कि बीजेपी ने अपना इलेक्शन का बिगुल बजाया, बिगुल तो 22 जनवरी को वहां से बजाया प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने अयोध्या से. That was an election event. I mean, your book. I mean, I don't know what you have written. I don't want to say anything because the left is liberal and we stand for the freedom of expression. Very clearly, sir. हम freedom of expression को support करते हैं. आप सीनियर हैं, लेकिन आपकी किताब, frankly speaking, मेरा तो दिल कर रहा था पढ़ने के बाद मैं जाऊं महात्मा गांधी के स्टैचू पर बैठूं और मैं आपकी किताब के खिलाफ और पब्लिशर के खिलाफ एक हंगर स्ट्राइक कुछ करूं.
आप करो सर.
आप इतने सीनियर और आप ये लिख रहे हैं. आप बताइए.
इट माइट बेनिफिट यू, मगर मुझे ये समझ नहीं आ रही कि मेरी किताब यहाँ पर इतनी आपको चुभ क्यों रही है when we are actually talking about what Mamata Banerjee is saying.
सर, वही एक्सटेंशन है ना इस डिबेट में भी आपकी किताब का ही. आप हम लोगों को टारगेट कर रहे हैं.
You mean to say Mamata Banerjee has read my book and got inspired by to attack the left and the...
It's okay. There are speed breakers. We talked of speed breakers.
So this is not a speed breaker. This is a wall.
सर, 20 दिन के बाद अगर सब साथ रहे या पोस्ट इलेक्शन अगेन ममता जॉइंस अप इन सम अदर. आई एम जस्ट सेइंग.
लेट मी ब्रिंग इन द बीजेपी. देखिए जफर इस्लाम साहब, look, I don't want to sit here and stand in judgment of anybody, but you need to tonight come out and tell us very clearly. Put your hand on your heart. I know you have a very warm heart, and I want you to tell us that Nitish, if he decides to leave the India alliance, will not find refuge in the N.D.A. Just a simple answer. Because then, if he does, then that is also the politics of convenience, something that you criticize the India alliance for practicing. Would it not be, sir?
Rahul, I don't think I should respond to any speculation. These are all speculation in the media. And I need not respond to such a speculation that who is joining BJP, who is going away from India alliance. that is something for them to decide. Let me tell you very clearly, somebody was talking about that democracy in danger. I think they must understand their own survival is in danger because people of this great country have discarded them for reason best known to them, purely because this is what they practice. They prioritize family, they follow the policy of appeasement, they do things only for themselves and do not worry about the common man on the street. And that is something which the Bharatiya Janata Party, the Honorable Prime Minister has always prioritized, that a common man on the street is our priority. The marginalized section of the society is our priority.
On that point, one second. On that point, Mr. Islam, you make
Yeah.
a good point, because I'm just going to cut to some pictures and they'll tell you the entire story. Smita Prakash, the pictures I'm going to show right now are of the Prime Minister meeting with President Macron of France at a time
Rahul,
when, one second sir,
Can I just complete?
yeah, I'll just come back to you, just 30 seconds. I just want to show our viewers those pictures because those are important. That's an ongoing event. And Smita Prakash, it's happening at a time when the Western press and a large number of other interlocutors on behalf of the left Western liberal, so-called liberal press are saying that India has turned and it is no longer a secular nation, democracy is in crisis. Now we have an individual who represents perhaps the extreme of the secular spectrum in world politics and also a Supreme Democrat, and he's standing shoulder to shoulder with Mr. Modi. Isn't that just a confirmation that all of this is a bunch of lies? Smita Prakash?
And over and above what you said, Rahul, France represents its own style of secularism, its own style of democracy. It doesn't get bullied. And it doesn't get bullied by the Anglo-Saxon model. It doesn't say that the British model is the best or the American model and we need to ape them. It has its own style and it's very culturally proud. Somewhat similar to what India is. We have our own style of democracy. We have our own style of our practicing of secularism. It is not negation of our religious being. It is or dharma. I mean, I don't want to say religion because, as you explained, there are many ramifications to the word dharma. And in that we have our own brand. We don't copy anybody else. And I think France and India are very much similar in that respect, that we are kind of comfortable in our own skin. And this visit of Macron is very significant at this point in time also, when we are battling the perception that democracy is under threat in India as per these Anglo-Saxon reports which are coming out.
Absolutely.
And even with some of our commentators in India, Tehseen, even though he's a friend, he talks about these non-BJP parties as upholders of speech, free speech and democracy. So Tehseen, does that make voters this basket of deplorables that Hillary Clinton used to talk about? Are you going to say that that the voters electing a party for 2 general elections, does that make the voter somebody to look down upon?
Mr. Poonawala, respond.
Fascist
Pointed
party
question.
which has been elected.
Pointed
that
question.
Means you don't have respect for Indian democracy.
Don't have respect. Mr. Poonawala, straightforward question.
And I have a lot of respect for Smita Ji. And these are right questions that she is asking. And of course, I will never look down upon the voters. They have chosen the BJP. But just because the BJP's won 2 general elections does not give them the right to do what they're doing in our country. And Rahul, let me just give you data.
No, what is it? I mean,
Smita Ji,
look,
you're from the media.
hang on, please.
Allow me to give you
No,
data.
I'm not, because there's no time to get the other side.
Allow me to give data.
No, what data will you give?
One data, just one data, and this does not include you. I'm just saying in general. Over 93% of all blame in this country, whether on television or print media, is on the opposition. Now, I'm not saying opposition is kosher.
No, 93% of what?
Strange.
93.
Everything that goes wrong, night after night, day after day, the opposition is hauled up. How much has I'm telling you, the Prime Minister has prayed for Nalse Jal. Good. Prime Minister doing corporation job.
Okay,
Manipur,
Mr. Islam, the charge is that you are
giving
terrorizing the media to toe your line.
Yes.
Now that is what, now that is the new
people
angle.
like you
So
through
Mr.
their books
Islam.
actually do that.
Okay.
And media people like you through their books actually do that.
Okay, Mr. Islam, he's going to go on an unshan. I
Yes.
mean, this is big talk from the left. Remember, viewers, if I'm going to ask him a question. You stand for free speech, sir?
Yes, yes.
Why do you ban satanic verses?
नो नो वो ठीक है, सरकार की है अपनी एक, वो आपने
नहीं,
जो
मैं
लिखा आप
आपसे
उस पे
पूछ
बात
रहा
करो
हूं,
सर.
Why did you ban satanic verses? Why did you ban satanic
It's your
verses?
book for which
I'm
I'll
asking you,
democratically,
why did you ban
democratically appeal the
satanic
government
verses?
to you know take some action.
साहब,
आपने क्या लिखा है उसकी बात करो आप.
Zafar Islam
What
साहब.
Tehzeen is saying is right.
Zafar Islam Saab, very quick response.
Let me respond. I think whether it's Poonawalla or for that matter anyone who is making this kind of a statement must understand we are voted to power by the people of this country, not by the media, not by anyone else. And even people from media must be voting for everyone. There are many YouTubers who actually plant stories against us. No, plant story against us.
Sir,
These are all fake stories they are planned. But we are not only concerned because we serve the people. So, now let me just complete. I didn't interrupt you.
Let him finish.
Let me just.
Mr. Poonawalla, let him finish. He hasn't.
Let me just. Poonawalla, I didn't interrupt you. I know that. I know frustration has set in.
Okay. Now we are going to descend into a listen. I'm not here to do these quarrelsome nightly shows. That's for another anchor, another channel to do.
I think
I'm just asking a very simple question, Mr. Zafar Islam. I'm coming back to the original question I asked you, which you very quietly and quickly sidestepped, and I'm asking you, hypothetically speaking, and sir, let's no longer think that this is an improbability. If Nitish Kumar puts his hand up and says, "Aiye, mera haath pakdiye," will you? Yes, no. Simple.
No, I think again you are speculating. I, as a spokesperson, cannot speculate.
No, why not?
I will wait for the event.
Okay, would it be
If
right?
there is some event, then
Do you
I
think
will
it would be
respond to you,
right? Would it be right? Would it be right to do so? After all the water that has flown under the bridge, would it be right? Just a simple question. Do you think it would be right?
Rahul, right and wrong is not decided by you and me.
Okay, so right and wrong is decided by
so we will always bank,
electoral calculations.
We will always bank on the voters and their preference.
Okay, viewers, look.
So this is
This is the carousel, viewers.
In a democracy, democracy they are talking about?
I agree.
This is the mother of all democracies. Here the voters decide, not me and you.
I agree.
And because of votes, Mr. Zafar Islam, I don't think you were in Ayodhya on 22nd.
Okay.
Were you there in Ayodhya on 22nd, Mr. Zafar Islam? आपको लेके नहीं गए?
Okay. Gentlemen, 1 second. ऐसे मत बोलिए. This is a very cruel thing that you are saying. So this is a very contemptuous, cruel thing to say. You know that spokespersons weren't invited for that event. Yet, sir, there were Sikh Panths who were there. There were a large number of people from other denominations that were there. Don't make this, don't hit below the belt. This is where you hit me under the belt. You came up against an immutable argument. You're hitting him under the belt in a soft place, and that's not right. That's very, very wrong. That's not acceptable at all. I'm not going to allow this. And I'm going to move on, viewers, because there's nothing productive coming out of this except that we've been able to expose one fundamental thing, that there are so many contradictions on the India side of the fence right now, that